Just to confirm for you that English side, led by Willis, Tavares and Botham. It looks as though Botham is going to go in at the top again. Then Gower, Lamb, Randall, Jesty, Gould, Hemmings, Marks in the field here. England, having won the toss and batted, have left out Bruce Edgar. John Wright and Glenn Turner are going to open, and there's Howarth, Crowe, Coney
playing right back, practically on the stumps.
Great shot. Found the gap just outside the line of the off stump. Races into the cover boundary for 4 runs. The over, no wicket for 8.
She plays very well.
That's an unusual stroke from Chris Tavares. Normally he's sitting straight. It may be that he got that one away with the swing from Lance Cairns.
Will strike with the ball when he's going.
And there's one of them. Won't go right out to the boundary. Just a little chip shot. Pick up 2 runs for it. Short boundaries on either side of this ground as we look down.
On the board, but it's a bit different with the boundaries.
I did pick up 4 for that. Just a little bit of annoyance there from Snedden. I think that both of them got the previous ball away in the air without being caught. I might think that one's okay. First bounce into the crowd. Now Snedden has a problem. And that's a better one still. Straight into the crowd. That's a good example of how short the boundaries are.
Over the top. I don't think it'll go. I think the ball will stop. This outfield seems a bit slow, but we ought to be looking for 4. I know Tavares will be, and in fact he's going for 4, Tavares, and Ian Botham's going to have to move, but there's a fumble there. Ian Botham certainly slow between the wickets at the side of Tavares. Tavares lapping him really.
Straight over mid-on. Once again, the outfield has pulled up the shot. It seems to me that it's a very fast outfield, but when the ball goes high...
Practically immediately hit the ground.
Now, that's the indication of how quick the outfield is. The ball's just raced away across there. I think we can be certain that there has been some watering go on. Ewan Chatfield. In the air, short boundary, and way into the crowd. 50 comes up for England, and Botham has transformed this game in just a few overs. And 4 for that, straight into the fence. 50 up.
Innings.
And he's picked the gap on the offside, made his own gap, in fact, by hitting it beautifully away down the ground. Wouldn't have mattered if there was a man out there, as he smashed that away over mid-off for 6.
It's his 3rd 6. That's his 4th 6. No need to worry about that. That's right back into the crowd. That is a colossal 6. He's really picked that one up. He's still bowled short of a length, which enabled the ball to bounce over the stumps.
That's the end of Ian Botham. was a good innings, 65 out of 75 made. And in only the 16th over, Botham has been dismissed.
On for 86. Tavare on strike, on 16. Chatfield the bowler.
And he's going to be out. He's gone. A man down there. So Tavare opening his shoulders, hitting the ball over the top, and the New Zealanders anticipating that because they'd got right, perfectly placed down at square leg. And so Tavare departs, having been caught hard, high and handsome, but straight into the hands of the deep square leg fieldsman. So Chris Tavare goes, and England are 2 for 86. Very powerful player, Alan Lamb. So that information coming to you from our digital computer. Oh, nice shot. It's very strong outside the off stump there, and that one wasn't that wide and also bounced just a little bit, but Lamb was still good enough to place that square of the wicket down to the boundary for 4. A bat for a couple of hours. It's nicked away fine. There's no one at slip. It would have been an orthodox second slip catch, but in one-day cricket that doesn't happen because there's no one there, and there certainly is not running the ball away fine. And that time
Lamb has struck the ball pretty well since he came to the crease. Places that one nicely, and Martin Snedden has to make a diving save, and in the end the dive is in vain as he knocks it back into the... Good lofted shot there by David Gower. Nicely timed shot from David Gower, lofting that away to the backward square leg boundary. If they have a victory over New Zealand, it would take them up level with Australia. Gower once again going over square leg, this time in front of square leg. And a very good shot from David Gower, making use of the short boundaries here at the Adelaide Oval.
And certainly assessing that made pretty well by that bat of his.
Gary Troop at deep third man. And Alan Lamb very quickly coming back for the second, but not quick enough. He's been adjudged run out by umpire Dick French. A very good return from Gary Troop.
Well, Alan Lamb, I'm sure when he set off after that shot, only had it in mind to go for a single, but a good return from Gary Troop and a good quick take by Warren Lees. He got it down to the stumps, dislodged the bails, and an excellent decision there by the umpire at square leg, Dick French. And the end of a good little innings from Alan Lamb, not quite enough, but England 3 for 121.
It's in the air, but safe. 4 more, and Jeff Howe's not going to be too pleased about that. He hasn't got a... Randall's away. First time he's been able to break loose, and Gary Troop is the sufferer. He's now had 36.
the wicket. He didn't. He played it straight.
I don't think Jeff Howe is going to be very pleased about this at all. And in fact, Howe is making strides. Great shot.
Yes, that was a beautiful shot. It's a short boundary down there, and it's 4. 19 runs coming from that over. Randall moving back to play the shot through the offside and hitting it for 4. 3 for 163.
Hit that over mid-off, racing out towards that long boundary there. It's well timed. Holds up, they're through for 3. And Randall coming back for the 4th run. Gower.
Seems to stop, but it's hit along the ground. It fairly races across.
And he goes again. British crowd here enjoying this onslaught by the England batsmen. Botham started it. He was magnificent. He hit 4 boundaries over the fence and 7 regulation 4s. And Gower's carried on.
That's the Umpole strike rate. Runs scored per 100 balls.
Oh, fine shot. What an over for England. beautifully placed. He makes it look so easy. It's not easy to dance down the wicket and hit a medium pace or overcover him on the up. Put that affection. That's out. Straight to right at short cover. He took a red-hot catch. That was really going. That's a breakthrough that New Zealand needed to slow the run rate. England 4 for 204.
Flow of runs, and that's England 204 for the loss of 4 wickets.
David Gower's had a drink, and he's returned to the middle. He has the strike, and Peter Williams is down a deep mid-wicket. Is the motor car that goes to the International Player of the Year. Cuts it away. What a good knock. One to Gower, and his century. It's been a superb innings. He's timed the ball beautifully. He's hit the ball into the gaps and over the top. And what a knock for England.
Applause from David Gower's England teammates in the dressing room. The 3rd century that David Gower has helped himself to from the New Zealand attack in these Benson and Hedges World Series Cup matches. The 4th century of the competition. All of them have been scored by Englishmen against New Zealand.
12 fours in that knock, and now Jesty clips that one away, could be out. He's gone, no drop, he's dropped in. My goodness, Martin Snedden down there, all he had to do was stand and catch it. It was straight down his throat. Yeah, right down the ground, this will be 6. It's a big hit, beautiful side shot. That's Gower's first 6, played way over the top of the mid-wicket boundary. And a little pat on the back for him there.
The temperature, the thermometer has gone up a bit higher than that. Gower on 109, facing Troop.
Is it that? It's high, it's going down towards the boundary. This should be out. It is. Jeremy Coney down there at deep square leg, making no mistake on that occasion. That was hit miles in the air. Gower going for a big 6 down.
Very tired David Gower goes out 5. Catching it in his fingers.
And that's smashed away down the ground towards deep mid-wicket. 1 bounce, 2 bounces into the fence. So 4 more to Jesty.
Those runs, can they score another 8 runs in the remaining deliveries?
Well, that's 6. That's a big 6. Over the top at square leg. There's a man down there, but he would have needed to have been 35 foot tall if he was going to make any impression on that one. Middled away down to square leg, so 6. Jesty too has another opportunity to see if he can get himself a 50. He's got 46, so a 4 will do. 290 the score, 5 wickets down. The last ball of the innings. He smashed it, and it'll be 6. That's Jesty's 50. Over the top of deep square leg, Jesty undefeated on 52. What a useful quick fire innings that was. And so England now have finished their innings. It's 5 for 296. A very, very big score, and we'll be back here in 30 minutes.
New Zealand, none for 26 after 6 overs. That was a much better over from Robin Jackman. Although 5 runs came from it. He beat Glenn Turner on a number of occasions. That's one of the reasons why. Oh, and there he's got him. Glenn Turner backing away, and once again, Willis, by keeping that ball up and at the stumps, has had success over Glenn Turner.
It's gone, played on. Not in form, Jeffrey Howarth, and New Zealand are now in trouble. 2 down, 33 on the board, and we're
Inside the off stump, onto his stumps, and the second wicket has fallen with 33 runs on the board. He hasn't been able to get Willis away.
got it away now, though, and on that short boundary, it's a certain 4 runs to John Wright.
Oh, it gets under it. There's a man down there. It's Marks. He's under it. And he drops it. Well, he never really got right into position. He caught it low. He took his eye off the ball, and that was really a sitter. Marks not making his ground. This time he sweeps in the air. It's Lamb. He won't drop it. Oh, he does. Dear, dear. What's happening to Turner?
Nothing to do with me, Bill. I'm just watching. It was you putting the evil eye on him. You said he won't drop it. I don't think he even got a touch, so you're right.
Attacking off spinner gives that one some room, and that's a good shot. John Wright made some room for himself there and cracked it through the covers. Hemmings with 3 for 11 again. That's swung fine. It's 4 runs. It was only yesterday that the Australian manager, John Edwards, was concerned about Hogg and Hooks playing in today's match.
They'll need him. Beautiful strike of the ball. And while I'm saying that, Jeff Crow, I should say, struck Hemmings over the top of mid-on for a nicely timed boundary.
Eddie Hemmings. Whoops, chance here if he hits the stumps. He hits them. And he's gone, is he? He's home. No, he's out. The umpire didn't even give a decision there as Wright walks from the ground.
Run out by a mile by that direct throw. And that's smacked away, square of the wicket on the leg side. One bounce into the crowd for 4. And so straight away Lance Cairns making a little impression on this match. That's the end of the over, and it's 3 for 101. Usually a pretty good bat, because when he hits them, they certainly stay hit. And that's a good shot too by Crow this time at 6. A very nice, elegant shot played over the square leg boundary there. That one pitched around about leg stump and nicely. Let's hit away over the top. That'll be 6, yes. No, it wasn't. It actually hit the top of the fence there, I think. In any event, was signalled 4, so it didn't clear the fence.
New Zealand a chance of victory.
There he goes again, and that's a big 6. He's hit that right in the meat of the bat, and that's gone, 12 rows back. So a big 6 to square leg there by Cairns, and I suppose
3 runs after the comparative over.
He's hit that one straight down the ground, and that's going to bounce. No, it didn't. It hit the fence. Well, that's a very long boundary down there, and I think it might... That's 6. Yes, it is. That was 4 or 5 rows back. Once again, just a flick of the wrist, and the old white ball went flying over the square leg boundary.
I hate to think, Tony, where that had a very good one. It seems to hit the ones over the fence and miss the edges.
That's 6. That's a mighty 6. And that might even hit the Benson Hedges International Player of the Year far down. No, it's just missed it. It was a big 6, though. So 16 runs coming off this over from Jesty.
And a huge 6 from the bat of Lance Cairns off that last ball.
That's a good shot. Played over the top there and down towards the square leg boundary again. So New Zealand is going pretty well at the moment.
That one's up in the air. Bob Willis getting under it, and he's taken the catch. England have had their problems taking outfield catches, but on that occasion, Bob Willis very safe, and Jeff Crow is out for
Side probably got a leading edge, so he's out 4 for 166. Lofting it high to Minoff.
Cairns once again lofting away on the onside. This time it's David Gower underneath it, and he accepts the chance. And New Zealand losing 2 wickets in quick succession as England hit back.
Of Lance Cairns has come from that shot. He's out now. Crow caught at mid-off, Cairns at mid-wicket, when the total was 166. At the moment, Hadley has 6 runs to his credit.
Bouncer there from Botham, and I don't think that the fieldsman at square leg picked that one up at all. It's Eddie Hemmings. The ball went in the air.
The run rate required at the moment is 8.15, so that's pretty high.
That's a good hit.
Still going. What a magnificent blow that was. Hadley is playing this very well at the moment.
Show now can Coney and Hadley continue.
Yep.
And that's a misfield, and that's a bonus to New Zealand, 4 runs. That's going to fall short of Bob Willis, and another poor fielding effort by the England captain in the outfield. And there's 2 runs to Richard Hadley.
Again, facing Botham. Gower this time. No chance. Straight over his head, and it's a chapter of accidents out there for England at the moment. Great hitting from Richard Hadley. 60 to win for New Zealand.
Look at the strain on Hadley's face there. Willis straining for that extra yard of pace. Oh, and he's got him away, and that's 4. Or is it? It's Randall diving, and that's 4. Yes, and that's a vital one. Randall desperate there at deep point. Threw himself. Courageous effort. The English fans are stunned, as we all are by this. And it's up in the air. It's Tavare. He has a look. He throws the head up. He's not looking all that good, but he's getting there. He doesn't get there. Not enough desperation, Chris Tavare. Bob Willis drops his head and they scamper through for 3 runs. Can you believe this? The lion being tamed.
And they're wilting under this pressure.
It's in the air. There's a man out there. This is a catch that could be taken. Yes! Tavare departs and it's still a match for 79. 287 for 6. The English supporters come alive. Bob Willis is unmoved.
Straight down the throats.
Warren Lees comes in. We're left at 2-8. That's a good hit. That'll be it. Down the ground. They're through for 1. Tavare chasing. 2, 3, 4 in New Zealand. 3 and they've won. Look at Jeremy Coney. Look at the New Zealand dressing room. And why not one of the all-time great performances? Jeremy Coney, substituted for Edgar. They criticise his selection, but he's played superbly for his team. The crowd have gone mad at the Adelaide Oval. The New Zealanders standing, the crowd waving, and what a performance. 6 for 297. Didn't even need the 50 overs Keith Stackpole.
What a great hand from Jeremy Coney. Bill, 47 not out, played a vital part in that partnership with Richard Hadley. Of 121, he's prepared to play the silent partner role and to perfection. I'm certain Jeff Howarth could not believe. He just cast his eye towards the scoreboard. Not one of them leaving there, just congratulating their players, and certainly be a disappointed England side that leaves the field, and so it should be.
Well, they scored a record 296. It was broken on the same day.
New Zealanders. England, having made 5 for 296, set 6 runs and over. And theoretically, that is just about it. He bowled extremely well today, none for 36, and Cairns also bowled well. He took a bit of hammer towards the end, but finished with only 45 from 10 overs. The other 3 were terrible. New Zealand, starting with Turner and Wright, got away to a good beginning. 26 in 7 overs to start with, and then 33 in 10, but they'd lost. Bob Willis, 9.5 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 43. I thought he bowled pretty well today, and so too did Jackman, who had only 49 taken from 10 overs. But then they shared.
He's hit that high and way down towards the short boundary on the leg side. It bounces into the crowd. And so both of them off the mark with a big hit to leg. Oh, he's hit that like a rocket. Well, there sure is a man there for the catch. Kepler Wessels nearly got decapitated.
But he's trying to get close to those stumps. Just look how close he is.
Let's go! Oh, he's got him. Well, it was a very sharp chance. Both of them absolutely threw the blade at that ball, and it was a thickish edge and went flying to Hooks' right hand. He managed to get a hand to it, but it was just a glancing blow. And once again, Botham smashes that through the gap. Well, that is as good a cover drive as you'd ever see. It went all the way along the ground, and it went so hard.
Age 27. He's played in all the matches for England this year. Benson Hedges World Series Cup, scored 182 runs, top score of 65. That was his score yesterday out here against New Zealand, and a batting average of 26. He's been promoted in the batting order to open in these matches, to try to get England off to a slightly quicker start, and certainly working for them today and did yesterday.
He's bowling. That's a beautiful delivery by Lawson, right up in the block hole. That's the best way to answer the sort of cover drive that Botham played off him 2 balls earlier. Right through his defences there.
On line to David Gower. Fine shot, the leg glance, racing away towards the boundary. David Gower waiting for that ball to come to him, hit the face, turned the wrists, and raced away for 4. And Hughes making a change. It's going to be Jeff Thompson, who replaced Dennis Lilly after 6 overs.
Safe again. It's the second chance to go down. I got a bit of a look at that again to see if it carried. Two for 62, and a sea of flags break out around the Adelaide Oval.
Very good ball from Rodney Hogg, and that's the second wicket for Australia. Tavares out-bowled Hogg for 18, and England 2 for 62. Australian viewpoint.
That's well bowled. Beautifully bowled by Rodney Hogg, and this is a key little session for Australia. Hogg 2 wickets, he's bowled very straight, been very direct.
Ruling out of the ground. That's a great breakthrough for Australia. Exit Alan Lamb for 2, and England now 3 for 70 after in 19 overs.
Rodney Hogg has gone off, and Greg Chappell taking his place at the river end. David Gower going over the top. Hughes has quite a chase. The ball may not just make the boundary, but the batsman should get safely through for 4. Randall coming back. And so there's a 4-all run.
Lilly to Gower. That's short. He smashed it away into the gap again. And a good effort down there. A diving attempt to save that one by Kepler Wessels. He got a hand on it, but it was too well placed by Gower.
And look at Gower now. He's bending over his bat. He's not feeling at all well.
That's played away down towards deep mid-wicket. So 13 runs coming off that over from David Hooks. That's a little bit expensive. It's 3 for 157.
On strike, Thompson the bowler. Could be up. Yes. Doesn't do a bad job, Dennis Lilly, for a fast ball. He come forward then and took the catch diving, and a vital wicket. Gower out for 77.
And David Gower, just a little bit of fatigue setting in towards the end of this innings. Very good innings. Coming to an end, I think, Bill, because of a little bit of fatigue setting in. So Gower out for 77, England 4 for 176.
Rodney Marsh had a bit of time there to dive at the stumps as well. And he's gone. Would you believe it? That wicket for Trevor Jeske. Caught and bowled, yet not taking the run that was there. And Randall driving a slow delivery straight back to Lawson. He's out for 49.
What a great over from Jeff Lawson. He really, and that's where he goes to the pavilion. But a very good innings by Derek Randall. Out caught and bowled Lawson for 49, and now England slumping a little, 5 for 178.
Wicketkeeper Ian Gould joins Trevor Jeske. England 5 for 178. Off the helmet. Reflection off the helmet. Caught helmet by Marsh. Good decision by Noel Johnson. Never any doubt about that. The Australians went up there.
36, 37 minutes.
Got him? No. Was it a bump ball or was it a catch? Whatever it was, Lawson didn't catch it. I'd say that was a return.
To Gould. Well done. Fine catch. Second one he's taken today. Good athletic effort from Dennis Lilly going across from wide mid-on, almost to behind Jeff Lawson to get rid of Ian Gould.
Certainly some life in the old fella yet. Took a good catch earlier on, and this is an even better one. moving away to his right, and still when he crashed to the ground, able to hang on to the ball. So Lilly catching Gould, and England are now 6. Good work from him in the field.
Time Lawson straight. Jesty starting to give himself a little bit of room, and eventually. It's in the air, but beautifully placed. 4 runs from the full toss. 13 came from that last over from Jeff Thompson. Good cricket from Marks and Jesty, 6 for 228. So Australia need 229 to win from 47 overs.
Short, and that's where Border likes them. So Border off the mark for the boundary.
Oh, here we go again. You can't bowl short to Alan Border.
Dyson on 4, Border on 5. Covers.
Everybody shouting. It would hardly been seen on this tour, and when he came in at Sydney, he got 3 wickets and won the Man of the Match award.
That one really grubbing along the ground. Gives both of them the chance for a throw. And here's overthrows. Alan Lamb not able to block that throw. I think that Bob Willis is quite happy to see that one run into the fence so that the batsmen don't run 5 overthrows.
Right, obvious there that
Facing Bob Willis.
That's a good shot by Alan Border. He's beat the centre mid-off position, hammered the ball past him for 4.
Oh, he's got him. What a great catch. Beautifully caught there. Randall taking that catch in his one hand, I think it was his right hand, and Border for a second couldn't believe it. That's a big wicket to us, to England. Bob Willis there, getting him to play the cut square of the
boy as he catches that very difficult chance. 1 for 27. David Hookes, the new batsman, is on strike. His opponent will be Robin Jackman, who's bowling from the northern end, and both the England bowlers have bowled very well, very economically.
Oh, nice shot. And front ball out there to David Hookes, albeit that he hasn't got off the mark yet. The first opportunity he gets, he hits it straight through. Well played. That was flicked away very nicely by David Hookes. Ball pitched just outside leg stump, and Hookes flicking it away down to fine leg. It's been pulled back there, and they've got themselves 4. That's the sort of shot I'm talking about, and it's way over the boundary. So Hookes has started, and that's 6. Well, that's precisely what I was talking about. England's point of view, that both of them is tidy.
It's a good shot. And it's 4. You just cannot afford to drop short to David Hookes in the Adelaide Oval. Tremendous eye, tremendous timing. Placed it well.
And it's Eddie Hemmings to continue. Dyson's gone for the big one again. Is he going to be caught? I think he's got it. He's got it. It's Alan Lamb, and he's out. John Dyson. What a good catch. Running in and taking that very low to his right. What a beautiful wicket down. They're now 2 for 89.
Kim Hughes, the new batsman. Marks has bowled very well again today. It's gone, Kim Hughes. Lofting Vic Marks to David Gow. It was a good catch, but Hughes was never quite to the pitch of that. And Australia now, I sense...
That's the end of Kim Hughes. It's 3 for 97.
David Hookes requiring a 1 for his half-century. 49, Greg Chappell 4, Australia 3. Hooks going over cover. Good shot. Two bounces, crashes into the fence. 10 runs coming from that over. And Australia 3 for 112.
I must admit there is a need for urgency, Ian, because Australia have fallen steadily behind the required run rate to such an extent they now require 7.31 runs per over to win.
Hooks again advances, and that's a great shot. For 1 second there, the man in the covers, Vic Marks, I think thought he had a chance of catching that one. It's straight over the top of his head and like a bullet into both sides of the wickets.
Not a great start for both of these new spell. A short ball there to one of the best players in full shot in the world, simply dispatched into the gap at square leg for 4.
And Bob Willis has been trying to
Field change and put a man in that gap now. So deep mid off is open, and that's exactly where Hooks has hit it. There's one thing that is for sure in this game of cricket: you can't put fielders in places where bad balls are hit. That's what both of them did. Hooks responds, waiting straight down the ground.
a lot of intelligence in the bowling of Ian Botham these days.
As Jackman moves in now. 2 hooks, and that's played to square leg, and that's the man down the square, and he's got him. He's got him. Jeffsty down there. That's a leg, and the catch taken by the man on the deep square leg boundary, who's Trevor Jesty.
It was a well-judged catch, that by Trevor Jesty out there. They wanted to get rid of, and this game is really alive now with Australia 4 for 149. 3 for 149. Rod Marsh out at the crease.
It's hit straight down the ground. It's a beautiful shot by Marsh. It will carry, I should think. It's rolling away down towards the boundary, just underneath the side screen. Bob Willis comes steaming down and picks it up. Marsh turns for the 4th.
Well, it's pretty clear that Rodney Marsh is not going to waste too much time in settling down.
And just short of the man in at mid-wicket. Botham shies at the stumps. It's all happening out there. Chappell was out of his ground. 2 opportunities.
Might be a bit of a blow for England. So the end of Rodney Marsh's short innings. He's out for 7. And Australia struggling at 5 for 161. Just on my calculation, Tony, I think for Australia to win this, I need an innings of around about 70 from Greg Chappell. He's at present 28.
Well, that's a beautiful shot. Right into the gap at deep extra cover. 2 bounces into the boundary. Well, a few shots like that are going to make a big difference to Australia's chances here. 5 for 167 they are. It's in the air and it's going down the ground towards mid-on. Gower coming in. He dives, and did he get it? He did. What a great catch by David Gower. Well, Chappell trying to chip that one away to mid-wicket. David Gower certainly made some ground there, dived and caught the ball in front of him. Not easy to do that. And Australia's chances slump.
Well, I don't want to sound like a know-all, Tony, but we just... Greg Chappell back to the pavilion for 33, and now Australia 6 for 167.
To Lawson.
It's well hit. It's a big hit. 6 runs, and Ian Botham, the danger man for England. Surprisingly as it may seem, not going with a good line or a good length. Lawson, a big hitter, picked it up and whipped it over square leg for 6. The crowd rise to their feet. Bessel's the last of the remaining recognised batsmen. He's got him! Botham gets through as he tries to whip that through mid-wicket. Rejected Kipper Bessel's leads, and possibly so does Australia's hope for this match.
Yes, I think that is it. The last remaining batsman. 7 for 189.
Last ball of the innings. Australia require 19 and victory for England. Tomorrow, Australia versus New Zealand, and all points will be even. Swing by Thompson, and it's 4, but a great victory for England. Well-deserved one. Defended 228, and they win easily in the final analysis. Well done, Bob Willis. Tremendous performance by him, his team. Both of them there slapping on the back, and rightly so.
I'm afraid the slowness at the top put tremendous pressure on the rest of the Australian batsmen there. Johnny Dyson took 60 balls to make those 17, and by the time the second wicket fell, that was Dyson, 26 overs had gone. David Hookes, 76, played extremely well for Australia, and Greg Chappell made 33 from 36 deliveries faced, and Lawson hit 28 from 24 balls. But the English bowlers had them contained pretty well throughout the innings. The spinners did a great job keeping the Australian batsmen down to 4 and over. Hemmings and Marks, a fine effort that. And Willis and Jackman, I thought, bowled very well indeed. Jackman in particular again today kept the batsmen tied down with accurate bowling and movement off the seam.
No wicket for 5, and it's going to be Rodney Hogg. That's a very good shot, played right through the gap on the onside. It wasn't really a bad ball from Rodney Hogg. Just short of a length, perhaps just pitching outside leg stump, but the left-handed.
That's a good shot. He breaks the shackles, and that's 4. It's just what New Zealand needed. It's going to be Thompson to come downwind. It's where he was, where Hookes was. He moved around to his third slip and went straight to first slip. And what's going on there? Rodney Marsh cannot believe it. Great fast bowler who bowls moving away from the left-hander. The regulation slip's taken away and it went straight there. Could be out. Yes, Border. He's got a great pair of hands, that man. Right, slashing away on Border, moving to his left. It was a good catch. Made no mistake. And the first wicket was down to score at 20.
It's a very good catch. Pure magic, say the signs. As far as Australia is concerned, it is. 1 for 23.
Turner on strike to Jeff Thompson. Well played. Beautifully placed. Racing away towards the boundary mid-wicket. Dyson giving chase. It's going to be a dead heat, but it's 4 runs.
And my word, Bill, that outfield is really fast, isn't it? I mean, Turner just really tucked that at a palpable edge.
And he retaliates. He played a glorious square drive. And that's an answer for Thompson. A fine over from Jeff Thompson, 1 for 35.
Australia certainly haven't been bowling batting Hookes, and then having a go at Thompson as well. Here's Maclay. Beautiful stroke. Magnificent shot through extra cover there by Turner.
Turner very quickly onto 20. And it'll be Thompson again.
It's a very good shot again. Beautifully played by Turner.
Maclay.
The future. Bowl him. Plays first wicket at international level. Might just to come from the inside edge. West Australian teammates, Hughes, his skipper. Nice wicket keeper. Congratulating Ken Maclay for his first victim at international level.
So Bruce Edgar out for a slow 18 and New Zealand 2 for 64.
Now Tom Hogan, the left-arm spinner from Western Australia, has been brought into the attack. It's a good shot from Turner. Beautiful placement again. Hogan just straying outside the off stump, 2 for 70.
It's in the air, and Tom Hogan has picked up his first wicket for Australia. So we've had a double here today. Ken McClay getting his first wicket for Australia, and Tom Hogan getting his first wicket for Australia, and he had to do it all on his own. Well, it's crunch time for New Zealand, and who better to have in at that stage of the game than Lance Cairns, the big hitter. And there's the slog. It's in the air. Ken McClay is getting underneath it, and he's got it. So the two youngsters have combined to get rid of one of the danger men for New Zealand. A delighted Tom Hogan running out now to thank Ken 5 for 4.
Oh, what a glorious shot, beautifully placed down the wicket. He beat the 3 men in the cover position. And Glenn Turner today racing towards 100. We see now a change by Hughes. It's going to be Greg Chappell to take up the attack. It's out, well caught, Kim Hughes to cover. Chappell breaks through with a change of pace, not coming onto the bat. He was looking to drive it square. Hit too soon, it went straight to the left of Kim Hughes at cover.
Off the bowling of Greg Chappell. So Howarth out for 15 and New Zealand 5 for 144.
Richard Hadley with a striking rate of 106.77. He leads the Ampol strike rate in the series to date. There's one of them. Man's coming down the line. If he catches this, it'll be a ripper, but it's a massive big hit. Bounces over the fence, one of the longest hits you'll ever see. And that was always on if he threw it up to Richard Hadley. Rodney Marsh hits the stumps, he'll be out. That's going out, it is. That's a great for Australia needed. Had to be a little bit slow to respond. Great piece of work from Rodney Marsh. He's been out there in the 44-degree heat. Dive forward, threw at the stumps, and the danger man Hadley departs, run out.
And 6 for 156 New Zealand.
Chappell bringing in deep mid-off now for Turner on 75.
I don't believe it. Alan Border, as safe a pair of hands as you would ever find anywhere. Jeff Thompson comes on now.
So Thompson would do well to try and get in a couple of Yorkers around about off stump. Kearney's always looking to just work the ball away on the onside. Yorker may find him out early in his innings.
And Kearney's been given caught down the leg side. Great diving effort by Marsh. Very strong appeal.
Rodney Marsh. Coney out for 4. New Zealand 7 for 170.
Warren Lees is the new player. Comes out to join Glenn Turner. Jeff Thompson, the bowler.
It's locked it away, and it's David Hooks getting under it, and this time Glenn Turner has been taken. Dropped in the previous over by Alan Border, but this time it's David Hooks taking the catch very safely on the end of the pudding. And a rather distressed Glenn Turner leaves the ground with 84 against his name.
The last ball now of the 48th over. Full toss on the leg stump, and that will be 4 runs to Martin Snedden. End of the 48th over, 2 to go. It's 8 for 187.
Lawson to Snedden. Now, who wants that? Jeff Thompson's been elected. Don't know if he really wanted it, and that's why.
There wasn't any keenness at all to get under that one. Jeff Thompson looked around and
there's the 9th wicket to go down. So Hogg, who in normal circumstances would have been necessary for Kim Hughes to give him 10 full overs.
For a push and run.
That's the end of the innings, 199. So Australia need 200 to win. The rate needed is exactly 4 and over. 9 for 199, New Zealand.
Alan Border. That's a fine shot from Border. Picked the gap nicely. And it's very fast away there on that short boundary. Once again, Border getting the ball away very nicely off his pads. And it is quick on that side today. Really racing away from Martin Snedden.
Very important today that a big score is forthcoming from either Border or Dyson.
Well played, nicely placed too. Right into the gap, and that should make the boundary. It's running away down to the extra cover boundary. Will it get there? Only just. A pretty bold effort by Webb.
Australia now looking for 64. Border on 41. It's in the air, there's a man out there, he's charging and he's under it, and he's caught it. Wow, look at those comparisons now. Good catch out there by Martin Snedden.
Wicket they wanted, and it's the first one. Australia's 64 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Chatfield to Dyson. That's out, yes, he's done it again, trying to rock over the infield, straight to mid-wicket, and the second wicket was fallen for 76, and John Dyson departs for 24.
76 for 2. Coney now bowling to David Hooks, and he swung that away. It's way over the bank. Big, big six. It cleared the bank as spectators. And I would say that's halfway down the Victor Richardson Memorial Drive.
298. And that should be out. Full toss. Or at least put it down. John Wright. I won't say it was all that simple. On the fence. It's in the air. He's got that one. And Hughes is gone. Driving again and caught by Jeremy Coney. By John Wright.
As Hughes goes out 3 for 103.
The crowd is smaller than yesterday when almost 35,000 people were inside the Adelaide Oval. Today, the attendance figure is 27,328. There are a lot of vacant areas in the members section where people didn't feel like sitting in the sun. They feel like it in the outer. 27,328 in all. The biggest total crowd in an Australian season to watch international matches was way back in 1936-37. It was when Gubby Allen's side was out here and England won the first 2 tests. That was 943,000 spectators saw all 5 test matches in that season. There weren't any limited overs matches in those days, but that figure has now been passed. And in 1982-83, already 948,633 spectators have watched all the games between the international teams. Hadley to Hooks.
And Hooks attempting to push away down to third man, and he's got a faint edge through to Warren Lees. So the move by New Zealand to bring their star bowler back into the attack has paid dividends.
For New Zealand, and New Zealand taking a bit of a hold in this match now. Australia 4 for 112.
And the new man playing in his first game for Australia, Ken McClay, coming in at number 6 for Australia. and replacing David Hooks.
And that let off to David Hooks by John Wright. Proving to be too costly, just 6 runs added. But Jeff Houth really putting the pressure on Ken McClay now. 2 slips and a gully.
And the Yorker, there's a big appeal there, and Mel Johnson has adjudged Ken McClay out LBW. Tony Crafter at that end.
The face of Richard Hadley. A dejected Ken McClay walks off the Adelaide Oval, and Australia 5 for 116. And there's the comparison with New Zealand having a 14-run and 1-wicket advantage over Australia after 35 overs.
And there's an appeal there from Warren Lees, and Greg Chappell is out, caught behind from the first ball from Lance Cairns in his new spell, and this really has been a collapse in the middle order.
Greg Chappell is dismissed for 7, Australia 6 for 116.
So New Zealand better in every respect, and that comparison after 38 overs, only 5 down with 145 Sunday.
It's in the air, there's a man down there, it's coming around, I don't think, yes, he'll get these, dropped it! Oh, that could be very, very expensive. Well, New Zealand could look back on this match and refer to it the one where they got out of. It's in the air and just over the top of mid-on, and it's going down towards the deep mid-on boundary, so that's 4 to Marsh. So he's playing the only way he knows how, and that's to have a bit of a go, and if he keeps hitting it straight,
Marsh on strike.
well, he has a go at that, and there's a big appeal for caught behind. It certainly sounds as if it hit something. Might have been Marsh hit the ground, or perhaps once again hit the wicket.
I think it was Trevor Jesty when he hit the side of the stumps.
He's hit that in the air, straight over the top of mid-on, straight down towards the boundary. That ball's running away pretty quickly. Well fielded. A little scuffling down the boundary, and it's still though they've kicked it over. Oh dear. Oh, John Wright's having a bit of a nightmare. It seems to be all under control.
Fine leg.
That's down the ground, and Hadley, no, it's not. It's going to be into the middle. It's safe. Owen, slip up in the middle there by Lawson going for the second one. Well, there's no way in the world that Marsh is not going to take the challenge, Fred.
He would have got in comfortable as it happened. There was a big shout for something there. It's been bowling. I was looking for, they were shouting, I was looking for the LBW appeal. I was watching umpire Tony Crafter, but in fact, Tony's got through now. Jeff Lawson moves off. It's 7 for 141.
More importantly, that field is covered, and he's hit it straight up in the air, and it's going down towards the deep mid-on. He's going to be caught. He's got him. That's the end of Rodney Marsh. Well, they moved another one across, all up there, 4 men on that boundary. Rod Marsh still couldn't resist the temptation. He went for it. It went high down the field to Hadley.
Wanted. And the challenge of Rod Marsh is gone. It's 8 for 148.
Hogan has to strike because they crossed actually while that big shot of Marsh's was hit down the ground. He's hit that one down the ground, 2 bounces to mid-on. And there's, oh, this is going to be a run out down the other end. All he's got to do is catch and take the barrels off. The stumps are at the ground, and he's given out. Hogan out, run out, attempting to.
Well, that was a wicket given away by Australia as far as I'm concerned. Of course, Thompson was in easy. And Hogan stood watching the ball, and he's out by just a few inches. But another good decision coming from the umpire in a very good position. It's now 9 for 149.
And he's gone. That's the end. All out for 153. A great victory for New Zealand. My word, they're happy, and they've done it well today. They're protecting only 200 runs for 9 or 50 overs, and they've done it in a breeze, a canter. They're a happy team. Jeremy Kearney, a fine performance. Hadley, all putting in. Good in the field. Turner great with the bat. New Zealand just too good.
So that is the points table at the end of the third last match of the preliminary games, with New Zealand defeating Australia here at the Adelaide Oval the final game in this triple header. Border starting off. 64 runs was the partnership, but it took 20 overs. Border made 41, and when the second wicket went down at 7. Of the Benson Hedges World Series Cup table. New Zealand have 10 points and they are already in the finals. England 8 points and Australia 8 points. And Fowler is still 12th man. And a strong batting line up there. Tavare and Botham already out in the centre. Gower and Lamb and Randall. And New Zealand side, they've brought in John Morrison to bat in the middle of the order and bowl left arm. Bruce Edgar has been made 12th man. Here's Richard Hadley now. Chris Tavare is going to face the first ball. Your commentators are Tony Gregg and Keith Stackpole.
Richie in straight away. The outside edge of the bat of Tavare beaten by that first delivery of this game.
In swingers, put them right over the top.
Off the pad and away down towards the boundary. So England off the mark. That looked like it might have been a leg bye to me. There was no bat on that ball, and umpire McConnell down at the river end signalling 4 leg byes. Oh, he's hit that Miles. Right off the meat of the bat, one bounce into the crowd, over the top of mid-on. Well, Botham's clearly decided, having seen that movement off the pitch, that anything that's pitched up is going to have to go. And that certainly went. Oh, he's hit that 6. It's gone Miles. That would be 30 yards over the square leg boundary. Well, there's no doubt about what Botham intends doing out there. That was pitched just about leg stump, swinging down the leg. 14 of those 18, the other 4 were leg byes. And that's a good ball. He's given him out. He's gone. So once again, Chris Tavare out caught behind for a duck this time. A beautiful ball that by Richard Hadley.
Just concentrated on that off stump, found the outside edge after some near misses. Chris Tavare out without scoring, and that's the first breakthrough for New Zealand, and England now 1 for 18. Put them right over the top.
That's a beautiful shot straight over the top of the bowler's head, and 2 bounces into the boundary way down there underneath the side screen at the river end. Also, both of them really means business. And it's 1 for 23. Botham has 19 of 20 balls. And he's gone! He's gone! What a great bit of bowling by Richard Hadley. Well, Botham's got most of his runs from Cairns. And that was a
New Zealand quick man. Very aggressive. Ian Botham out for 19 and New Zealand 2 for 23. England 2 for 23.
David Gower, the most prolific scorer of runs against New Zealand in this one-day competition.
What a magnificent delivery that was. It's gone through for what I suspect will be 4 byes. No, leg byes. Must have flicked the top of the pad. But what a great delivery.
2 for 30 as Cairns begins a new over after a startling last delivery from Richard Hadley.
Nicely timed and well placed. Quick outfield, 4 runs.
To the longest boundary, an indication of the power that lies in those 4 for 37. England struggling, scoring just over 2 runs per over against some very accurate medium-pace bowling.
And he's gone, trying to hook. The ball was on him a bit quickly, and that's the difference between playing on flat pitches.
No clean contact. The ball lobs simply into the air, into the safe hands of Jeff Crow at square leg. So Lamb departs for 7 and England is struggling at 3 for 37.
After 17 overs, England 3 for 40. Randall. Chatfield. And Gower, fine shot off the back foot. He struggled today, but he's kept his cool, and that's a glorious shot. 4 runs. David Gower showing his class here today. He's not going to surrender easily. He's going to fight. He's been beaten. England 3 for 45. Gower on 8. Randall 2. And this is a disappointing moment for England, Frank.
very disappointing moment because any...
The forecast here at the WACA ground.
In this over from Chatfield. Gower charges, he gets a thick edge and it races away to the backward point boundary, and it'll be an onslaught now from England. With this the halfway mark in the 17th over. 23 overs to be bowled to England, and David Gower charged down the track and got a thick edge. Randall, both in good touch. Martin Snedden onto the defensive field. 4 men inside the circle and 5 men outside defending. He's got that. That's a good shot. Well placed. Races out to the long line boundary. 4 runs.
Yes, that was a beautiful shot by Derek Randall. He didn't move backwards on that occasion, and what's more...
It's high in the air. House under it at mid-wicket. It's gone a mile up. He's taking his time. He's got him. Well judged. Randall departs for 12.
Yes, that was hit miles in the air. And that's the end of Derek Randall, 4 for 66.
Trevor Jesty comes to the crease. He's gone! Warren Williams hitting the stumps, and the bar was in. Unbelievable. Just an underarm throw, and Trevor Jesty doesn't make his ground. He's safe. Nevertheless, he departs, run out without scoring. 21 overs completed. England 5. Oh, he's whacked that. Well struck. Races out to the boundary. Oh, the crowd are alive here at the Wacker, and David Gower, who's played well all summer, taking up the challenge for England.
Just 1 over to go after this one's completed, and I think they're just 2 balls to go.
Gould. Bowled him. Full pitch. England 6 for 82.
Well, you can't blame Gower. He's out now as well. So 6 down now for 82. Gould on the way back for a duck.
Richard Hadley. He's got that. There's a man out there. It's Crowe. He's under it. He's dropped it. Oh, dear, oh, dear. And Gower thought he was gone. He underrun the single. Straight down Crowe's throat.
Yes, that wasn't great cricket by David Gower. It was a pretty...
Bowled him. 87 for 7, England. 2 straight and 2 quick for marks was Hadley.
Out bowled by Hadley, it's 7 for 87.
Robin Jackman comes to the crease. 1 ball remaining from the seam upright. We see it there in his hand. He puts his fingers down the seam. The last ball to Jackman. Swing and a miss. They're through. Can he hit him? He can't. Jackman's off. So England 88 runs for 7 off 23 overs. Can they bowl out New Zealand and get into the finals of the Benson Hedges World Series Cup?
This is an edge, and Botham has knocked it up into the air, and he's been well caught at first slip. And Robin Jackman has finally taken the catch, but it was the good work of Ian Botham that
been so consistent in this series, picking up a duck. New Zealand off to a bad start, 1 for 5.
Botham, he managed to get a right hand to it, knock it up in the air, and Robin Jackman, who is at first slip, completed the catch.
It's in the air, he's gone, what a great catch! Beautifully taken there at white mid-on, that's Chris Tavares. That's a big breakthrough for England. Wright was the man they wanted out. And have a look at the English folk in the crowd.
It's also given the England boys a lot more confidence. It's now 20 for the loss of 2 wickets. Robin Jackman is taking over from Norman Cairns. He's at the river end, bowling into the breeze.
Oh, well played. That is a bad ball from Jackman. 1 bounce over the boundary at square leg for 4. And that's the sort of tenseness I was drawing to your attention. Robin Jackman
pitching that one just a little short, and on that occasion,
onto the back foot and dumped that over square leg. It's short outside off stump, cut away beautifully.
well, another bad ball from Robin Jackman. He has a look at his spikes, and that into the boundary at point. A good shot there by Jeremy Coney. 8 runs off 2 balls, and it's 2 for 37. Slip Botham's at second slip, and your commentators now, Richie Benno and Peter Williams.
And Robin Jackman proving expensive once again with the first ball of his second over, with Jeff Crow hitting him over the mid-wicket boundary for 4.
On the onside, and yet Willis still has to fight for wickets to try and bowl them out. Cowans is given his chance, and the fielders are still in there in catching positions. They're trying to bowl out New Zealand. So a good catch. Beautifully caught by both of them. That went very fast indeed. Jeff Crow is out for 18. Caught both of them, bowled Cowans.
Been in part responsible for the end of Jeff Crow's useful efforts. Caught both them, Bob Cowans, for 18. New Zealand now 3 for 47.
After the 13th over, New Zealand 3 for 51, so they're ahead of... Well, that's a good shot. That wasn't all that short. And Coney really carted both of them away there in front of square.
Still have 7 wickets in hand, not a too difficult task. The field for England now more defensive, just 1 slip for both of them.
Oh, and that would have been the 3rd great catch today. And what a catch it would have been at that time. David Gower, the man who... 4 catches so far this summer. There's a good shot from Jeff Howarth. And a boundary at that stage, crucial for England, who really needed a wicket. If they could have picked up Howarth, then there was still...
The wicket of Crow. It's a fine off drive by Howarth. Beats Marks. He's trying desperately hard, but it's into the fence. 4 runs, yes. A hard batter for England. New Zealanders have played very well. They've batted sensibly. England have gave all in the field. It's deadly today. 8 overs, 2 maidens, 3 for 15. He'll be a key player for New Zealand, but it's Bob Willis to bowl what possibly will be the last over of this match. 86 for 3 New Zealand. 3 runs for victory. It's well driven. That's down towards the boundary. Tavare giving chase. They're through for 2. Howarth coming back for the 3rd. No, he's not. He's sending Jeremy Coney back. So scores are level.
Jeff Howarth just...
And they've played well. They've batted very sensibly. First wicket fell at 5, the second at 20, and the 3rd at 47 as Bob Willis comes in. And there it is, through cover. So New Zealand win comfortably. And England go down an unfortunate day for them. New Zealand 3 for 89. Going along to their 6th win in the series, 12 points to New Zealand. So New Zealand, rightful favourites, will go into the final, and tomorrow we'll decide whether England or Australia are their opponents.
That's played away fine. It's running away down to the 3rd man boundary. That's Steve Smith's first boundary in big match cricket. It was wide of Turner at first slip, a very thick edge, but the 3rd man is very wide down there, and so 4 more to it.
Howarth asked them to bat first.
That's cut away beautifully, racing away down to the backward point boundary. Great shot that by Graham Wood, right off the meat of the bat. Another 4.
Yes, he really did middle that one because the outfield quite slow.
Well, it's safe for 4. Peter Webb made a tremendous effort to get across there, but would score. Well, 4 byes for that. Ewan Chatfield to come from the outer end.
It's a good shot. Graham Wood picked it up very strong on the onside. Ewan Chatfield just a fraction short at medium pace. And the big crowd appreciate this fine stand. It's not a good wicket to bat on. He's got him moving off the seam.
Middle stump, I think. They hit it right in the middle. This is the best starts, I think, for Australia we've seen in this one-day competition for a long time, Bill.
He's gone, could be out, Wright's under it, he's gone again, once too often he has, straight down the throat of John Wright at deep backward square leg, and Graham Wood often hooks in the air. This time he fell for the trap. Good piece of bowling that. He was prepared to go again, Ewan Chatfield, and John Wright did the rest. The man who dropped the catches at the Adelaide Oval.
It's 1 for 65.
Ewan Chatfield. He's gone, he's caught him, yes, good catch, Webby, diving across in front of slip. And that's the end of Smith, the 28. And a fine performance by Ewan Chatfield. Good line and length.
Wicket down for Australia, it's 2 for 74.
It's in the air, he's gone, he's caught him, and what a good shot from Alan Border. Trying to pull that away, and Jeremy Coney takes a good catch above his head. And Australia all of a sudden in trouble at 3 for 77.
Well, this was not a great shot by Alan Border. 7.
David Hooks. Hooks over the top, just over the top. And it's a slow outfield, but it's just going to trickle into the boundary road. First boundary for David Hooks. Australia 3 for 92. In the air, and Coney gets a hand to it, but can't accept the chance.
He missed it. Possibly that's the reason why the LBW was turned down as well. That ball moved a long way.
That's a good ball, and just in front of Glenn Turner. A very good stump, and moving the ball back into the left-hander. Hooks likes to thrash the ball away through the offside. That'll be a hard shot to play with that ball moving back into him. Oh, and a good delivery from Richard Hadley. So that miss by Crowe really didn't cost New Zealand too much, as the delivery that we predicted might cause Hooks some trouble.
To a very good delivery, 4 for 110.
For Greg Chappell. The bowler will be Ewan Chatfield. Got him on the knee. To Kim Hughes. And he's bowled him. Morrison brought on to bowl left-arm spin, has bowled Kim Hughes. I suspect he might just have played it on via the inside edge. And
but it's out New Zealand, he's got a wicket and it's 5 for 118.
Moves in. And Marsh has got that one away fine. That should get down to the boundary. It will. 4 runs to Rod Marsh. That one played nice and finely. And the deep finally
comes in from the members' end. Chappell charges, and it knocks him over, and that's just what Australia didn't need in the 44th over. Greg Chappell charging Martin Snedden. And a great player bowled McIntyre.
Delivery anyway.
That says it all. 6 for 159. Bowled him, going for the big hit. A big roar around the wacko. That's the right approach from Jeff Lawson. Didn't get hold of it.
And the total is 7 for 183. The batsman have...
Get him on the up. He bowls him. Can't do any more than that. 8 for 188.
That was good bowling on Morrison's part because it was a delivery that was slightly quicker. It was well up. It yorked Thompson wildly, missing and departing. And so the 8th wicket is down for 188.
And over the wicket. This one's high and it's wide. It's coming around. He's caught it. What a beauty. What a super catch. He made 30 metres for that. Martin Snedden, a fine outfielder. And he grabbed that at the last moment, and Marsh departs. 191 for 8. Full house chanting, Willie, Willie. 1 ball remaining for Australia. Morrison, 3 for 36 off 8.5 overs. Willie. And that's it. Dennis wants to stay. He thinks it's a test match. Confusion. They're all confused, but that's it. 50 overs bowled.
And that's a good delivery again, cutting back into the right-hander, and Jeffrey Howe pops it onto the stumps. That's Rodney Hodgson.
Onto that leg stump. And it's a good breakthrough for Australia, getting rid of the New Zealand captain.
Turner over the top of these slips, and so quickly down to third man that Alan Border, who only had to cover 8 or 10 yards, didn't have any chance of getting near that ball. Has driven past Lawson in the air. Jeff Thompson chasing very quickly from mid-off, but he won't be able to get to it in time. So 2 boundaries coming up in that over from Jeff Lawson.
New Zealand 1 for 41. Here's Dennis Lillee to Turner. Good shot. Beautifully played. There's no cover there because this is only the 13th over. No cover on the boundary. There's a lovely shot from Glenn Turner.
15 overs bowled. Kim Hughes with the job now as Thompson comes in from the outer end. Well, he's picked him up and he's hoiked him over long on. It's a good hit by Turner. Well, class will tell, and it's certainly showing here today. That was a fine shot. Man of Thompson's pace, he picked him up and whipped him over long on for 4. That's going to race down for 4 wides. And the pressure starting to show on Jeff Thompson. He's been tested by Glenn Turner this over. He's pushed that down the leg side, and New Zealand are 1 for 60. And a wide mid-on. Oh, he's got him! Yes, the away swinger trying to work it through the gully. Well bowled, Dennis Lillee. That's the wicket Australia so badly needed. So the drinks break brings that vital wicket.
Yes, that was a wicket.
Jeff Crow with a strike rate of 70.
Dennis Lillee given the ball full length, Bill.
Yes, and it's Crow on strike. Beachy's gone! Yes, he's got him 2 in a row! Doesn't look, does Jeff Crow. He's going back, and now Mel Johnson gives him out. But that was a beautiful delivery. And Dennis Lillee, the hero, Perth strikes with a beauty. First ball to Jeff Crow. Crow not waiting for that decision, then finally Bork.
LBW. Well, that's a beautiful shot. Just a little bit too short, that one, and Wright executed that shot to leg absolutely perfectly. That's his first boundary, and it was a very, very confident one. The right-handed Coney. He was dismissed. That's high in the air, going way down towards deep square leg. Will it be 6? It's 6. What a beautiful shot. Lovely timing there by Jeremy Coney. That ball around about leg stump and just short of a length, and Jeremy Coney dispatching it over the square leg boundary.
It soared straight over square leg.
That's in the air. This must be out. Thompson's underneath it. He's gone. That's a big wicket. In comes Hooks, makes a few comments. Greg Chappell, a little clap there for the catch. Pretty straightforward 1-2 taken by Thompson. So Coney trying to close
with the easiest of opportunities. So Coney departs the scene with a total 4 for 81.
Greg Chappell's third over. He's taken 1 for 13 so far. And a bottom edge did that carry to Marsh, and the umpire looks around and he's given out.
Well, for a second, I think that John Wright thought that perhaps didn't carry. Umpire Crafter had a quick glance to square leg, where he got the nod from umpire Johnson, and after that, he raised his finger.
Umpire Johnson nodded in the affirmative, and the 5th wicket is down for 92.
Very tight spell of bowling by Greg Chappell. Uses the seam to perfection. Good high arm action. Doesn't come onto the bat all that quickly.
Webb is coming down for the run. He's been sent back by Morrison, and a desperate dive gets him home. It's in the air and straight to Alan Border. So a 3rd wicket there to Greg Chappell, and he and Dennis Lilly have bowled particularly well for Australia.
Good breakthrough for Australia, although it brings to the wicket Richard Hadlee now, New Zealand 6 for 108. That's the run.
And there's the inside edge, French cut, and a very safe 4 runs for Richard Hadlee as he signals to Dennis Lilly. Marsh can't believe.
Hughes, we've seen so often over the past 2 days, bowling changes, bringing about a wicket or 2.
And that's outside edge. Hadlee has gone. Straightforward catch. Rodney Holger's got him. And the injured Hadlee goes off the field with his runner. 7 wickets down for 123.
So that is now 7 for 123.
Oh, he must run him out if he holds it. Yes, he has. That's a terrible misunderstanding there between Cairns and Morrison. And Steve Smith.
Now 7 for 125.
That's safely away for 4 runs.
The formula now stands at New Zealand requiring 49 runs off 9 overs, so the task is getting more and more difficult.
Snedden goes for it. That's a good straight hit. Well played down to long on. Border coming around. He might knock it off. He does. Magnificent work by Border. And poor running between the wickets by the New Zealanders. Snedden not going after the runs there. Gets 2, but a brilliant effort. Didn't run the first one hard. This time he's got hold of it. This time it's out the square leg. And that's 4. Well, the crowd roar. Can the tail ender Snedden pull it off for New Zealand? A big task, but they're in with a chance.
Boundary, square leg. And there's a man now out at deep square leg.
He's smashed. That's over the top. That's racing down towards the boundary, and that could be 4 more. 4 more to Martin Snedden. The crowd roars. The packed house at the Wacker. The tail wagging for New Zealand. 11 runs off the over today. They must go after Greg Chappell, and they've summed up the situation perfectly.
Look intently at the game.
He's hit that well. Thompson's going back. He's a fine athlete. He's getting under. He's made good ground. He's caught. What a beauty. The second grab. Could that be the catch that puts Australia into the finals? They're running from everywhere. Hogg, Lawson, Lilly, Wood, Smith. Crowd bursts onto the ground at the Wacker. Second grab. A fine athlete, Thompson. Made yards. A beauty.
And Thompson will probably come out of this without it. And so comes to an end a very valuable knock from Martin Snedden as a result of this fine moving catch and a fine piece of reflex action there too. Didn't give up. It would have been so easy to have said, oh, I've dropped it and let it go. But he persevered, and his determination paid dividends in the end because he did manage to.
That leaves Ewan Chatfield to face the pace of Jeff Lawson. He's got him! Clean bowled him, and victory for Australia. They go into the final. And that was a good performance. They batted first on the wicket that gave the bowlers every assistance. They worked hard for 191 runs. Look at Kim Hughes and his men as 20,000 people pour onto the Wacker. A great sight. A good win that. They needed it and they got it. Bad luck for England. But next Wednesday, the day-night match at the Sydney Cricket Ground, New Zealand versus Australia.
And Australia winning impressively by 27 runs. And I must say that at no stage of the game did they ever look like losing this low-scoring match. Batted impressively on a fairly juicy wicket, the wicket that was giving the quicker bowlers some assistance, and scored 191 runs. A good team effort. 3 4 20s in that, and 31 from Rod Marsh. And that team effort yielded results because it was followed up by some pretty good bowling on the part of Lilly in particular, who had one inspired spell.
And on that occasion, going for the pull shot, which he plays ever so well, and that hit him square midships. And he certainly didn't enjoy it, or isn't enjoying it. Rodney Hogg on his way back to his marker there, right just in a little bit of trouble, and the Australians gathering around him there.
At the moment, John Wright doesn't know whether to laugh or cry. The very painful blow, only by the pace of that delivery, but also by a slightly lower bounce.
No wicket for 4. Lawson down the next side, and that'll be 4. So the first boundary to New Zealand. That's off a thickest inside edge. Thompson's wide down at fine leg, and that one fairly went screaming away to the boundary. Very fine.
Jeff Thompson comes on in place of Rodney Hogg. Good shot. Over the top for 4. It's always on with Jeff Thompson. A fraction wide, a fraction short. Edgar breaks the shackles. And he's out.
Bowled. Bruce Edgar out for 12. Jeff Thompson striking the first blow for Australia. And that brings the crowd to its 44, New Zealand rather, 1 for 44.
So just under 3 the run rate so far in this innings. That's a good performance by the Australian bowlers. It's in the air, and it's gone down. And Steve Smith at mid-wicket. Good diving effort from him. That's a fine shot there from John Wright, picking the gap as Jeff Thompson gives him a bit of room outside off stump. That's something he can't afford to do. And Turner is on 3, facing Lilly as he steams in.
That's inside edge. Oh, well, he must have hit his pad on the way through. There's a definite noise there. The ball jagged back very, very sharply. Through, hit back pad, and was intercepted right in front of the... Rodney Hogg comes back on. He's down again. Steve Smith twice has put down a catch out there.
Put him down in exactly the same position. Wright was 22. The bowler was Thompson. And it was a similar sort of...
Wicket down, inside edge, it looked like. Came through very low to Rodney Marsh. 77 on the board, and Howarth gone.
And Jeff Howarth departs. 3 for 77.
It's going to be Lawson to continue. This is his 8th over. Attempted Yorker there, and he's hit it up into the air, and it's gone straight to mid-wicket. And that's the end of Wright. And what's more, he was run out as well. No doubt that wouldn't have happened had he not hit it straight up to mid-wicket. Tried to stop it.
It's now 4 for 81.
John Morrison, the new batsman.
It's in the air and just over the top of Lawson at mid-wicket. That one's running away on this pretty quick outfield. It's quite dry down towards the boundary. So 4 runs to Morrison from that little chip shot over the infield. It's 4 for 90. Greg Chappell. One's hit in the air on the leg side, but it's nice and straight. There's no one covering that area of the ground. It's bouncing away down towards the boundary. Cut off, but it rolls over the line. That is a good hit that time by Jeremy Coney. He hit it in the right area. Thompson's 8th over, 1 for 22. His figures. He's bowling to Coney.
That's a big hit. There's a man down there. It clears him by a mile. That's a great shot. And once again, Jeremy Coney finding the boundary at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Picked up the quick Jeff Thompson and hooked him over backwards square leg for 6. Coney on to 22. It's Greg Chappell. Fine shot. Glorious cover drive. Morrison getting to Chappell and punching it through the gap at cover. The shot of the match today. Beautifully placed.
And the black and white flags on the hill waving with delight.
Jeff Thompson, his 10th and final over from the members' end. 4 for 128 New Zealand. Shot! He's hammered that off the back foot. That's racing out towards the point boundary. And Morrison coming alive. John Morrison hitting off the back foot with tremendous power. It's in the air. It's a big hit. It's clearing the man down there. It's 4 more. New Zealand cutting loose. 4 for 138. Great Dennis Lillee comes back into the attack. The run rate now 3.45, the best it's been all day. Problems now for the Australians to keep their cool, their good line and length. Certainly not to miss any catches at this stage of the match. Dennis Lillee. Oh, deflection. That's 4 more. Off the outside edge. Coney and Lillee crash midstream. But it's 4, Dennis. Look at the scoreboard. 4 for 145. Jeremy Coney's pointed to the scoreboard and said, that's 4 the best runs you can possibly get in a limited over match. The big man suggesting that they're talking, and the winner there had to be the batsman. It's Rodney Hogg now. Oh, just beats Marsh's glove. He dived brilliantly across, and that's 4 more, and it's running for New Zealand. It really is at this final stage of the match. Now Morrison balks Lillee. It's a game of tactics. It's cat and mouse now. Look at the clock, says Dennis Lillee. We're going to get fined, and you surely will, Dennis. But not because you've been balked once, because you've been too slow bowling your overs. Oh, superb shot. Shot of the match. She'll take back that cover drive. That was a beautiful weight cut. It found the gap. He was over the top of it and raced away for 4. The elegant Jeremy Coney on top of that.
Oh, and there's a good delivery from Dennis Lillee. Magnificent off-cutter going right through John Morrison. And I think there was a bit of anger behind that delivery as well as a bit of thought.
Dennis Lillee, obvious leg stump. The end of a very good innings from John Morrison. Good partnership of 85 with Coney. New Zealand now 5 for 166.
There's an edge, and well taken by Rodney Marsh. Coming forward, that's a very good catch by the keeper. And Rodney Marsh just signifying to Warren Lees that he had caught it. Lees turned around, wasn't sure, and Rodney Marsh just said...
A resurgence by the Australian. 2 quick wickets now. New Zealand 6 for 171.
And the big man from Marlborough Province. And there's Jeremy Coney's 50 as he beats Dennis Lillee at mid-on. And there's no one behind him. And that'll just roll through to the boundary rope. That's a poor piece of fielding by Lillee. And a good 50 from Jeremy Coney. New Zealand 6 for 176.
Dennis Lillee to Cairns.
It's up in the air. Greg Chappell getting under it. It's got away from him. 2 to Cairns. Well, that's something you don't see too often. Greg Chappell very good in the outfield normally.
Lance Cairns takes strike now to Lawson.
That one's gone over cover, way over cover. That's a big 6. And up till then, it had been a great over from Jeff Lawson. But that 6 coming from the last ball of the over, an enormous hit from Lance Cairns.
Hogg bowls now to Cairns.
Again, Cairns giving himself plenty of room. It's Lilly getting underneath it, and he's taken the catch. And a very important one that is, too. The big hitter might have done a bit of damage in the last over or two.
Well, Kim Hughes making the right choice. Australia getting rid of the big hitting Cairns. He's out for 9, and New Zealand 7 for 190.
Tony is on 57 and has put it back. And that's a great delivery from Rodney Hogg. Plenty of bounce and catching Martin Snedden on the glove. And a very good over there for Rodney Hogg. Picked up the wicket of Lance Cairns. And Martin Snedden is on 2. Jeremy Coney 58. And in fact, umpire Dick French declares that that will be the last over. So it's now a 49 over game. New Zealand have scored 7 for 193 from those 49 overs. Jeremy Coney remaining 58 not out. A very good innings from him.
Smith faces his 4th ball.
It's a very good looking stroke, nicely timed. The field restriction circle means that there are only 2 men allowed out. Those 2 men are at a fine leg position. Very fine, and an ordinary 3rd man. Lance Cairns to bowl from the M.A. Noble stand end. He's gone, played on. Good late swinging delivery there from Lance Cairns. We troubled all the Australians on Sunday in Perth with his swing and has started off well here.
Movement could do no more than deflect that ball onto his stumps. So the first Australian wicket has fallen with the total at 14. But already the rain has stopped. The skies are lightening. The covers are on, but the crowds are making their way back to their positions. The umbrellas are coming down.
They have to face 38 overs, and they have a target of 150 runs. So it's all changed. That 194 from 49 has changed now. The Australians have 38 overs to face and a target of 150 runs. Your commentators now, Tony Greig and Fred Truman.
Thank you, Richie, and that's played away nicely by Hughes on the leg side. Cairns diving around there, but unluckily the ball rebounding off his hand over the rope down at square leg. That wasn't a great delivery from Troop, it was a bit short, and
it was a very brave effort. See, he's taken the skin off his arm. That will be a bit sore tonight and tomorrow morning.
Oh, good shot again. That time off the back foot through extra cover. The ball racing away now down to the extra cover boundary. Another 4 to Hughes. Well, Troop just a little short again there, and Hughes certainly taking advantage of what was a pretty loose ball. And it's going to be Martin Snedden replacing Gary Troop. This is his first over. Oh, well played again by Hughes, right off the middle of the bat. The ball racing away down towards the deep square leg boundary, and once again 4. So Hughes has now completed 4 on 3 occasions, 3 boundaries, and they've all been right off the meat of the bat.
On 32, Wood 12. Bowled in, neck and crop, off stump, a good delivery. Ewan Chatfield online as always. Got through, and that's what New Zealand needed desperately to stop.
Gap of Graham Wood. We've seen a delivery like that bowled so often to David Gower this year, but on that occasion it was Graham Wood. In Australia, 2 for 59.
Alan Border with a strike rate of
9-3 Australia, 3.71, still lagging behind in the run rate.
Hughes down the wicket and straight over mid-off. And that's where Jeffrey Howarth had dropped the man back at the end of the last over. On this occasion, he brought mid-off up into the circle, and Hughes took advantage of that fact. And doing a little jig with him. Border picks that one up, but he's hit it too well. It's straight to Crowe, and he's out. It was a magnificently hit shot by Border, but he's picked Crowe out, and Ewan Chatfield is delighted to have picked up a wicket.
Subtle captain.
At 83.
But a good shot from David Hooks. The ball doesn't even get to the boundary rope, fielded by a spectator, lofting it over the cover area. The first ball bowled by Jeremy Coney and the SA. Those will be more extras, I imagine. The ball running towards the fence, and indeed there's 4 byes. So that's the first mistake made by wicketkeeper Warren Lees in terms of trip.
And then he bowls one down the leg side. Kim Hughes gets an edge, and it's 4 runs. Not very good bowling by Gary Troop, and the offside has been strengthened. Facing to Ewan Chatfield.
What a marvellous piece of cricket that was. Chatfield has struck again due to a magnificent catch there. Jeremy Coney, he's done some great things in this series so far. He pulled New Zealand
in a fine innings by Kim Hughes, and it was ended by a magnificent catch. It's 4 for 119.
Camera on the hill of Kim Hughes being caught by Coney.
Ball just missing the umpire, and that's where Coney must have lost it somewhere. But he came up with it in his left hand. The umpire looking round, he can't believe it either.
That's a great shot, but Troop is too short. That's successive deliveries now that have been far too short and allowed Hooks the luxury of getting on the back foot.
Great ground to watch this best of 3 Benson Hedges World Series Cup final match. And that time he hits it straight through the gap. And there's no doubt about the fact that he timed that beautifully, he placed it well, and 4 to extra cover. So Australia now coasting home, 4 for 138. They needed to score at 3.93, and they're going along at over 4 and over, which is sufficient. And that's a lovely shot again by Chappell. Straight into the gap at extra cover. And that one pulled back just inside the ropes.
Every time Martin Snedden has overpitched, Bob Chappell has really climbed into it.
It's in the air but nicely placed, and it's running away down to the boundary there. That's 4 to Chappell. Well, he played that shot exactly where he wanted the ball to go. Just running it away down through the... In any event, this is going to be an overarm. And it's hit high in the air, way down towards mid-wicket. There's no one down there. It's coming down. It's 6. So Chappell finishes the match with a great 6 of the bowling of Cairns to deep mid-wicket. That really was a very well-timed shot. A bouncer attempted by Cairns because New Zealand really had no hope whatsoever. And Chappell nonchalantly dispatched it away down to...
He just finished short in the Test match on that occasion, well over the boundary. So Jeff Howarth leading his side off the field. Certainly put up a great battle. Things went against them from the time the rain came here at the SCG. It was always much easier for the side batting second once the innings was reduced. So in the best of 3 final series, Australia...
And Australia off the mark. Well, Richard Grable then very quick.
Chatfield. Greg Grant is going down to the boundary. That'll be 4. Racing away. Square leg square. And it's 4 more. Chatfield just pitching on leg stump. Wood through the bat of it. Turned the wrist and raced away for 4. It's in the air. There's a man out there. Clears in the foot race to the boundary. It does. 12 runs up the over. A sensational debut by Chatfield. Wood whipping him away. Australia on top of no wicket for 63 after 10 overs. got it. Great shot, Graham Wood. Brings up his 50, and what a magnificent one it is for his country.
Once again, Wood goes over the leg side field, and that's a magnificently hit shot. Just bouncing once before it crashes into the mid-wicket boundary. Wood in fantastic form here at the MCG.
And brings up the 100. And that's the first time in this competition, the Benson Hedges World Series competition this season, that the openers have added a century.
Morrison to continue from the members' end. Oh, that's a great shot. But it still goes for 4. That was hit fiercely down the ground by Smith. Beautiful piece of cricket bat. None for 140. 24 overs gone, and a touch of irony in the fact that Graham Wood has now made the highest score of the season, 91. Previously, Kepler Wessels and John Dyson, who've been left out of the side recently, were on top. And he's gone. So Coney, with that change of pace, has provided the first and most welcome breakthrough for New Zealand. Graham Wood, followed by Coney.
These innings, but he's got Australia off to a great start.
Bowled, and he's got him. That's a fine performance there. Good captaincy from Howard to bring Chatfield back just at the right moment. And Kim Hughes
did the rest. So the Australian captain out, a very quick 12, and Australia 2 for 167. It'll be Coney again from the outer end.
That's a great shot. It seemed to hit that very hard, but it went off the bat so fast.
Alan Border looking to step up the tempo now.
Beautiful shot, straight over the top of extra cover. 2 bounces into the boundary there. Border not bothering to take 1 step down the pitch. The moment he hit that, he knew it was 4. Beautifully timed and purposely placed.
The room he wanted. He took full advantage.
And he's gone. Caught and bowled. On that occasion, Border trying to force the ball at extra cover, opening the face just a little bit, and I suspect it didn't quite come off the middle of the bat.
That's 3 for 205.
Oh, good shot again. Down to deep mid-wicket, and the man down there won't stop that one. So once again, Hooks hitting the ball over the infield and also hitting it into a gap. And as a result, getting 4 very well-played runs.
99, and one makes 100, and 3. A standing ovation from Stephen Smith, and rightly so. He's injected a lot of life into this Australian team. His 3rd innings in the limited over series. What a time to make 100.
Only rarely do you see 100 scored in limited over games. And when they occur, they're usually the product of a pretty good batting performance. Smith's century coming up in 118 balls in 163 minutes, so he's almost got a strike rate of 100%. 7 4s in the 100.
Almost in retaliation, Hooks rushes outside the off stumping. Congratulations, young Smith, mid-wicket. And the crowd getting tremendous value from the Australian batsman today on this perfect batting wicket. Credit to curator Jack Lyons. It's been a batsman's paradise. And they've showed how to play on a good wicket. They've played their strokes, they've found the gaps, they've run the singles hard. Took 16 off 15 deliveries, 12 runs off this over so far from Martin Snedden. In the air, and he's dropped it. What a great effort from John Wright. Threw out his left hand, mid-air, knocked it down. Tremendous effort by Wright in short cover.
It's been a tremendous performance this. He's kept his run rate going all the way through the innings. 117 off 129 balls faced. And the most important thing is he hasn't thrown away his wicket once he reached the 100.
On he's gone now, middle stump. as he once again advanced down the wicket and away to the leg side and trying to slap that ball through the covers. And that's good bowling from Richard Webb, despite being under fire. He maintained. Chappell advancing, it's in the air, and John Wright is the man at mid-wicket who accepts the chance.
Again, well bowled by Lance Cairns. He saw Chappell going outside the leg stump. Cairns followed.
Australia's 281 is the highest score in a limited over match at the MCG. Previous record here was the West Indies, 2 for 271 off 48 overs. And on that occasion, Vivian Richards scored a century, 153. Hawkes gives himself room, gets an edge away down to third man, and that beats Ewan Chatfield into the fence.
It was a fine shot because it was...
Hooks again giving himself room, and he's holed out to John Wright. John Wright getting amongst the catches here as the late order men attempt to smash the ball away over the infield.
Richard Webb's second wickets, and really a gimme as far as David Hooks was concerned, just looking to hit wildly in the last 2 overs, and a simple catch taken by John Wright. David Hooks out after a useful knock for Australia, 40, and it's 285 for 6.
Last over to be bowled by Lance Cairns. His bowling figures at the moment, 7 overs, no maiden, 1 for 45.
Clay giving himself a bit of room, and he struck that magnificently right over the mid-off boundary. The tall man, Ken McClay, at 6'3". That really was a magnificent hit for Marsh. He goes through the offside, he's picked the gap. John Morrison will cut it off. Ken McClay thinking about a third, he goes back and he'll be run out going through from the third, and that was a good piece of work by Warren Lees, a few yards away from the stumps, and he had to throw with his gloves on.
Very good piece of cricket from Morrison as well. Lovely throw, a long way out there. Very well done by Lees.
Jeff Lawson, the new man at the crease, and he will be on strike.
2 very big totals we saw in Adelaide.
Way down to Webb at third man. Lawson will probably keep running, and he'll be run out quite comfortably by Warren Lees. So 1 run there to Lawson, and Australia finish with 7 for 302.
And the bowler is Rodney Hogg.
That's out, he's got him, he's gone. That's a big breakthrough for Australia. Rod Marsh making no mistake with what looked like a big deflection to me. That's really very good accurate bowling by Rodney Hogg. And on that occasion finding the outside edge, and Rod Marsh watched it all.
Just a little bit of movement. That's the first wicket down for New Zealand. It's 1 for 8.
Howard's out there with New Zealand on 1 for 8. Australia were no wicket for 22. They got off to a flying start, did Australia. And eventually scored 302. Lawson to Turner down the leg side, and a big appeal there from Lawson's giving him out. Turner in fact walked. Well, that's a big wicket for Australia. Rod Marsh didn't know he'd nicked the ball. And Turner in fact left the crease before the umpire put his finger up. So a little flying glance there from a ball going down the leg side.
So that's a terrible blow for New Zealand. That's the second wicket down for 8.
And that is the end of the New Zealand captain, yorked by Jeff Lawson. New Zealand lose their 3rd wicket. Captain Jeff Howard is dismissed, bowled by Lawson for just 3, and in the 9th over, New Zealand chasing 302, absolutely on the rails at 13 for 3.
Dennis Lilly now from the outer end with commentators Bill Laurie and Keith Stepton.
Thank you, Richie. Bowling! Got through him. Too good. That was a reference, I suppose, to Wednesday night from Dennis Lilly, but certainly that was a good delivery. It was too good for Jeremy Kearney.
Now, Jeremy Kearney on the way back, yet to get out of double figures, any New Zealand batsman, and New Zealand 4 for 23.
Play medium pace, bowling at the stumps. So that extra yard of pace has made the difference today. Big shout, that's close, he's out! Yes, there was no doubt. Umpire McConnell took his time. He went back and across and was jagged back, caught him plumb in front. New Zealand 5 for 42.
That's probably one of the good little cameo of an innings, out for 27, and New Zealand 5 for 42.
Well, the Australian skipper enjoying this early breakthrough, 5 for 40-odd. It's been some fine bowling by all the bowlers. All on line, all attacking the stumps. New Zealand batsmen not capable today of keeping them out. 5 for 42, the 19th over. Chasing 303 runs for victory.
Dennis Lilly.
Bowling round his legs. The old leg cutter. Morrison coming too far across as New Zealand collapsed to 6 for 44. Top shelf says it all.
This sensational stuff from the Australians. Who would have thought it at lunch? Back to the pavilion also, following his teammates out for 2, and New Zealand in all sorts of...
But it must be made of getting heavy. He's putting them above his head so often he's getting tired. 302. New Zealand in all sorts of strife as they collapse to be 6 for 44. Lance Cairns goes quickly through for a single. David Hook has hit the stump from square leg, and Lees is well and truly run out by a magnificent throw from David Hook. But other vagaries of one-day cricket. 7 for 92. Hughes now, just rubbing his head in perplexity. We've got Lawson back on at the southern end. He's got 6 overs to his name, 3 maidens, 2 for 8. The question remains whether those figures will remain as impressive, because Rodney Hogg had 6 overs for 8 runs and 1 wicket when he was hit by Cairns. He now has 1 for 30 off 9. Hogg, well, here's Lawson.
Cairns gives himself a bit of room and hits it straight to Steve Smith at point. A slower delivery there from Jeff Lawson, and not only are his figures still looking as impressive, they have been improved upon.
And it's been a most of Lawson's first ball. So the 8th wicket is down for 103. And in times of crisis, the man of the moment, Ewan Chatfield, normally a regular, established number 11, thoroughly used to the position.
Big shout, he's out. Tony Crafter having a good look, trying to hit across the line. A big shout from Greg Chappell. 9 for 144 New Zealand.
It's 9 for 144.
As Hooks comes in from the members' end. And they wrapped it up. New Zealand all out for 153. Caught behind by Rodney Marsh. Hooks gets the wicket, but congratulations to all the Australian team, particularly skipper Hughes, who battled early in the season, was under a lot of pressure. What a happy man he'll be tonight. Well played, Graham Wood. A fine knock at 91. Australian skipper going to all these players. Rodney Marsh, Lawson, straight to sea, winning by 149 runs in the second final and wrapping up the series 2-0. A very happy Australian team and skipper.